So I'm going to be showing you how to turn some of Dad's artwork into a vectorized piece of art to use for stickers in Adobe Illustrator. So the first thing that you need to do is just pick the digitized, cleaned up artwork, and all you have to do is just drag the file over to Illustrator. So once it's in there, make sure that the image itself is selected. You can see it's not vectorized yet. The only thing you can see that has bounding box or points are just the whole image itself. So with that clicked, go up to Object, Image Trace, Make and Expand, hit OK. Okay, so now it's vectorized it. So what you do now to be able to access the vectorized file or shape is Object, Ungroup, and now click off onto the gray area, and you should be able to drag off the white. So now you can see that we have a shape that has points in its vector. We are going to be deleting all of the white for right now. We will eventually add it back in case we want to use a background color, but to do that very simply and quickly, go over to your magic wand. You can click on it, or you can press Y as a shortcut. Click on white, and it will select all the white that's on the canvas, and just hit the delete button. You can see it got rid of that. If you want to make sure it did, make sure you hit Command A so all the black is selected in case it's not all connected. And you can just move it real quick over onto the off of the artboard, and you can see there's no more white. I'm going to scale this down by holding Shift and clicking up in the corner that bounding box, that point. And I'm just going to add it right here. To make the artboard fit it, just go down to the artboard tool, and you can make it fit exactly how you want it. This is a very simple piece, and I don't think it needs much. It does not need much work, but I would like to smooth out some of it because you can see some of the edges are a little bit rough. So you can tell it's selected because you can see that light blue outline on there. Alright, so now what we're going to do is going to clean this up just a little bit and smooth it, making sure that the vector image is selected. We'll come here and we will hit our smooth tool. Sometimes it's under the pencil tool, sometimes it's on its own. And it typically will click off of that, so you'll have to go to your select tool, which you can just hit V and hit it again. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a smooth around the edges, because with the stickers we really don't want it to look hand-drawn or rough. And it's not going to do a ton, it's just going to slightly smooth it. I think I've made my way all around the edge. So now I'm just going to kind of go in on the inside and just, I don't know, I don't think it really needs a lot. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Yeah. You're going to have to keep hitting the select tool and going back in because it just selects the small portion that you're working on at the moment. Most of the pieces of artwork that we're going to use for stickers, they're relatively simple, so it shouldn't need a whole bunch of cleanup. Or if it does, it's going to be very fast and easy to do. And if it's ever done something, like if you've smoothed it a certain way and you don't like it, you can always hit Command Z and go back until you get it back to its original state, and then you can start over. This is all, the smooth tool is also the same tool that I use when I'm vectorizing the artwork for coloring books, because for stickers and for coloring books, I really just am of the opinion that it needs to look pretty crisp, pretty clean, and not look hand-drawn, because this is a whole different product than the digital prints that we're selling. An important thing to add whenever you are importing your image in here to turn it into a vector art, you have to make sure it is a JPEG and not a PSD file or any other file, because it will not vectorize or save the right way. Get those edges nice and smooth so it doesn't look like there's any rough edges. You see this rough edge right here, don't want that. Okay, now that you've smoothed everything, just kind of do a once over of the artwork to make sure you're completely satisfied with it. You might find one little thing that you missed that you kind of want to smooth out. So then make sure you zoom out and kind of do an overall look at the whole thing. I'm happy with that. Also, one thing I want to note is, for some reason, that when we port these in like this, it typically changes the color mode to grayscale, so you might have to go to your color and go down to the drop box. Yep, see, it's grayscale, and make sure it's on RGB. And then that way, you can change it to whatever color you want, but for right now we're just going to keep it black. And that is the simplified version of making a sticker, a hand-drawn piece of Dad's artwork, into a vectorized file that can be used for a sticker later on.